most successful men owe their success to their knowledge and the application of the mastermind principle. Is a mastermind group or alliance worth it? And I think it is. The moment two minds come together, agree on something, it's like they can do extraordinary things. And that's what today we are trying to introduce, the mastermind alliance, the mastermind group. Is the coordination of knowledge and effort of two or more people who work toward a definite purpose in the spirit of harmony. You need to visualize success, believe, and set systems to help you achieve it. It's important to have 2 or 3 people working or fighting with you towards a common goal. Now, today in this episode, we are talking about the mastermind principle. All right, so I'm thinking something. Have you read the book of Think and Grow Rich? Now, disclaimer, recently I've just heard that I got to hear about that book, that book is totally made up. That person did not exist. He never talked to all those, like the guy was there. The guy is, I think, Napoleon Hill was a guy, and he unfortunately didn't interview all those people that he wrote about in the book, but he has been able to sell us the idea, the notion, some principles that got useful. They are somehow useful, but one particular thing that I picked from that book, and it has been existing before that, but only after that book was Napoleon Hill able to coin the term, and it became popular from his writing, was the mastermind alliance. And so recently I've been thinking, is the mastermind alliance really worth it? Now, the mastermind alliance, in this context, we can just call it a mastermind group or the mastermind alliance. So if at some point I interchange these two terms, then that's what's up. Welcome back to the SelfSeed podcast. Now, my name is Emmanuel. I'm the host of this interesting little show, and we've been running for a couple of years now. And so if you're new, remember to just subscribe, or let me know what you think about the sharing process within this new season. And this new season is called the Constructive Journal, where I get to think out loud and think sometimes unstructured thought, in the hope that as I think out loud, that's where I get clarity here, like live thinking. So let's get to it. Now, the Mastermind Alliance. Now, first, I'll read for you some excerpts, some book summaries or key picks that I had from the book. I did not finish the whole book, but some concepts that I thought were useful, I had to pick them, and I've set my goals. I've used the book actually to set some goals, and I stopped where I needed to stop. Anyways, that's the story of another day about books. Sometimes you don't finish books and you just leave them halfway. That's the story of another day. I'll be sure to talk about it. But yeah, now, Think and Grow Rich. This book is written by Napoleon Hill, and it's somehow talking about this guy meeting Dale Carnegie, and it has been like he wrote this book around the 1920s. He met Edison. Now, Edison, the inventor of the bulb. I think that guy. Yeah, Thomas Edison. That's his name, Thomas Edison. Yeah, he was able to interview, to stay for a moment with Edison, and he was able also to meet other people like Henry Ford, and so on and so on. Now, we have already made the disclaimer that I recently just realized that didn't happen. But anyways, that's not important. Now, from the book, one of the things that I wanted to I think is a good thing to pick from the book is you need to visualize success, believe, and set systems to help you achieve it. And the other thing I picked from the book was that most successful men owe their success to their knowledge and the application of the mastermind principle. Now, today in this episode, we are talking about the mastermind principle. The next time we might talk about the knowledge part, whereby it's important to know sometimes more things, and not just know them, but also apply them. And then, so the key to success is what? The mastermind group. And the mastermind group principle is the coordination of knowledge and effort of two or more people who work toward a definite purpose in the spirit of harmony. In the spirit of harmony. Because no two minds ever come together without thereby creating a third invisible, tangible force, which may be likened to a third mind, which is the mastermind. So the mastermind group is just the setting whereby two people, it's like, in the Bible where it's written like where two or three agree, where two, if two agree on something on and bound it like on earth, it's able to, it's bound and it can come to pass, and that kind of a thing. And then in Ecclesiastes where it say two are better than one, whereby if one gets cold or something. Anyways, forget about that part. But anyways, two or three, two are better than one, because when one lags behind, kind of falls or grows faint, the other one can pull the other. Yeah. Or two threads are better than one because they are more tighter, they are more firm. So it's kind of introducing the concept of why is it important, why is a mastermind alliance important. And so no two minds ever come together without creating a kind of a new invisible mind. In this essence, it becomes the mastermind, whereby two people, it's like two people are thinking, but they are thinking to the scale of a greater mind. Now, this is not some juju shit and all that. It's not some juju things. Yeah, excuse my language in this part. It's not juju thing, but it's just that have you ever had a project and then you do it by yourself? You spend countless nights. You're thinking, contemplating, and all that. And the same project, you're able to, you invite someone else who is smarter or proficient in a certain area that is needed within that project. And have you ever noticed the smoothness of operation and the flow of ideas? It's not just about projects, even on business. You have a partner. Imagine when you have a partner whereby your minds are in harmony and your goals are aligned. Have you seen the smoothness of operations that happens in the business setting? Have you seen that? In the school setting, have you seen that? It's like the moment two minds come together, agree on something, it's like they can do extraordinary things. And that's what today we are trying to introduce, the Mastermind Alliance, the Mastermind Group. So it is just a coordination of knowledge and effort of two or more people who work toward a definite purpose. Now, the important part here is to have a definite purpose. What are we working to achieve? So if me and my partner are working to scale this business, the OC group, let's say, to scale the OC group, that someday it becomes a conglomerate, brother. Yeah. It becomes an entity whereby we are providing value, providing services, creating impact, creating opportunities. That's kind of the definite purpose why we're working. At the same time, we are monetized. Yeah, we are gaining profit, isn't it? So the definite purpose is, what are we doing this for? So if two or three have a combined effort and have a combined knowledge, they bring their knowledge and effort together towards that definite purpose. That's the mastermind group. We can just term as a mastermind group, and I think that's the beginning of a win, right? And now it's important to know that I've seen three things are very important. I think three things are very important in this aspect. What does a mastermind group do? What are the core functionalities of a mastermind group? And what I think this can help us to differentiate. I was reading at some point online whereby it's important to differentiate to know the difference between a mastermind group and just a networking event. Those are totally two different things. We shouldn't, call every networking event, try to coin it as a mastermind group, or even a group that has no definite purpose, and we just say it's a mastermind group. I have some three elements that are important to define a mastermind group or a mastermind alliance. The first one is brainstorming. The mastermind group is used for brainstorming. It's whereby you are able to think together about and then solve, think about solutions for different problems. In a mastermind group, it can be me, my partner, and someone else. Let's assume this XYZ. Now, in a mastermind group, X proposes that he's facing this problem in their workplace or in their business setting or in their research progress or in their career. They're hitting this roadblock. And so the mastermind group, the job is to now figure out a way to help this person X navigate the problem. You get it? This is the purpose of the mastermind group. It's not about, just one person then taking the lead and talking and saying, I think we should do like, no, a mastermind group together, we help one person to navigate the challenge that they have. We have another person is struggling with, revenues within their business this month, or this first quarter of the year, business hasn't had enough revenue. And so a mastermind group becomes, what can we do? Or what can you do to now gain a breakthrough in your revenue channel this coming few next quarter, right? And so together you get to come up with solutions. You get to brainstorm solutions to a specific problem. Remember the part where we say definite purpose. Definite purpose. At this point, we're working towards solving this person's issue. We are brainstorming to solutions to this person's issue, right? And then the other thing is now problem solving. Now remember, we were thinking of a solution. At the end, we have to solve the problem. We are not just thinking and then it ends there or we take it home. No, we are thinking, brainstorming, thinking of all the possible solutions, and then at the end we come up with a solution, exact solution out to this problem. To this revenue problem, I think you should do this and this and this, and we come with a definite solution to this problem. And so the other essence of a mastermind group is problem solving. It should be able to solve a problem. And then it's also a space where there's peer accountability, whereby other people are able to hold you to your standards or to your goals. If let's say in the beginning of the year you had stated in the mastermind group that this year you want to gain a revenue of 500,000 US dollars in your business, and so the mastermind group is the place where you are able to be held accountable for this goal. If your mastermind group is, the definite purpose is spiritual growth, in this space is whereby you are able to be held accountable into doing the things that you are supposed to do. You're able to be questioned when you didn't do it. You're able to be to answer. It's the people that you're able to answer to when you didn't achieve it, right? Because they're already helping you to brainstorm solutions and then apply the solutions to the problems that you have. And then the third thing is they hold you accountable. And so these are three crucial differentiating factors. Yeah, these are three crucial differentiating factors for a mastermind, between a mastermind group and just any other type of group. And so I want to iterate that I had written that it is not a coaching or a networking group, though it has an agenda to assure you stay focused. Although we have an agenda to ensure that you stay focused, it is not a place where I say, I am your coach and I am going to teach you the methods to, only be profitable or to do what. No, it's, in a mastermind group, not only one person becomes like the overall speaker or something like that. There's no keynote speaker. There's no leader or something. Yes, there can be a leader who, like, you just reads takes notes of their agendas and kind of delegates like moments where people speak, but everyone has to speak in turn. It is not a place where we are going to get coaching. It is not where we're going to do networking. It is a place where we're finding we're brainstorming, we are solving problems, and we are holding each other accountable. Each member gets individual hot seats as an opportunity to talk about challenge, plans, and goals. Now, hot seat, if the hot seat is what? You're just the one who is asked questions and all that. And in that moment, everyone has an opportunity to be on a hot seat during a certain session in the mastermind group. Everybody has to say their challenges. They have to talk about their plans. They have to talk about their goals. So I'm going back to the question that, is a mastermind group or alliance worth it? And I think it is. Now, in the Think and Grow Rich, he had talked about, let's say, Henry Ford, the example of Henry Ford. Now, we already know that these stories they are made up, right? He never met these guys, but he had given this scenario where Henry Ford is not like the smartest. He was not like the smartest guy, but he had this team of, this mastermind alliance whereby he was able to network with friends, meet friends who were able, they became uh, people who helped him build. Let me find Ford's. You always find online mastermind. Mastermind group, yeah. So he was able to find these people that they had different profession. They were had different proficiency. Let's call it different proficiency. But these people were the ones who were able to. They were able to pour into one another's cup, and they were able to build the empires that they have built. Now, the key members I've tried to look also for the key members were Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Harvey Firestone, the founder of Firestone Tire, John Burroughs. Hey, Burroughs. Anyways, and they occasionally others joined, including the U.S. presidents Warren G. Harding and Theodore Roosevelt. Now, the purpose of that group focused on cross-industry collaboration, sharing best practices, and supporting each other's business endeavors. They took annual summer road trips, whereby they called the vagabonds trips. They took annual summer trips, which they called camping, often with a fleet of cars and support staff. This group exemplified the mastermind principle popularized by Napoleon Hill, which emphasizes that collaboration and shared knowledge drive innovation, right? And so the core philosophy is that Ford believed in surrounding himself with specialists, famously stating he could summon someone to answer any question, allowing him to focus on higher level strategic planning. And this was where I was very much intrigued, whereby Ford was able to call, he had a team of engineers. Anytime he got a question, he had an accountant, an engineer, or someone who is a specialist in an area. And anytime that Ford was facing a question on that area, he could promptly call this person and this person could answer. And so that's the power of a mastermind group. Like, we have different specialties or we have different expertise, and we are aligning towards a common goal, which is, let's say, to amplify, to expand our business, to grow our business and to become great empires, let's say, something like that. Or we are uniting in this mastermind group is to be able, let's say we are how to say, we are ministers, yeah, and we want to expand our reach, our service, our fire. We want our fire to reach far more places. This can be also a mastermind, type of a mastermind group, because it has a definite purpose, right? And there will be knowledge and effort. So knowledge and effort and plus definite purpose equals to a mastermind group. We are able to brainstorm, we are able to try and solve problems, and then we are able to hold each other accountable. So is a mastermind group worth it? Yeah, I think. So that's it in my thinking today. I think it's worth everybody, at least in the world, not just taking it from Napoleon Hill or whatever, but it's worth it. Like, as I am a believer, right? I from my perspective, it's worth it to always have people that you can call at any time, and you can meet these people. You can think clearly with these people, and you're able to push each other into achieving the goals that you have set for yourself. Either be it people you work with, people you know, people you've always known all your life, people you studied with, or lower levels of school, and later on you diverted. Everybody is in their industry, but he's proficient in their industries. You can form a mastermind group whereby you are able to think about ideas, brainstorm ideas, solve problems, and hold each other accountable. And that becomes a great winning team. A great winning team. Not just in moments of joy, but you're able to celebrate each other to uphold each other in the moments of sadness, and celebrate each other in the moment of wins. And you're able to also stay in the moments of silence to think and process things and all that. So yeah, let's all try to see how can we leverage the relationships we have, the people we have, the expertise that those people around us have, and how can we leverage that to break through in our businesses in our research, in our careers, in whatever that we're doing, probably a mastermind group could work. Could work. And I believe this because even in my high school, I remember just being with a couple of friends of mine that we had decided to do things. I could see the impact. It was at that time we didn't coin it because I hadn't read about the mastermind group, but we could see, like, because of that definite purpose that we have between each other and the accountability that we were holding each other, we were able to think of solutions and all that. At that point, we could, and this was just, this was a side, us trying to create a side hustle and all that. But at some point, we also leveraged this mastermind group in our class, where our class was few. We were few people in my class, like I think 20. At that point, we were in fifth and sixth form, and we were able to create these groups of people that, you know, we know that this guy is very good in mathematics, and this guy is good at physics, and this guy is just good at geography, and we were able to use those skill sets to, you know, break through in our high school endeavors. Yeah, but that's a mastermind group. That's my thinking about the mastermind group, the mastermind alliance, the mastermind principle. It's important to have 2 or 3 people working or fighting with you towards a common goal. You're fighting towards a common goal, and in that manner, you're able to be uplifted when you're feeling, when you're growing weary. God is able to uplift you, uplift your spirit, even through these people. And so let's keep building. Let's keep finding people who fit to our needs or our circumstances, and we are able to build with them, not build for them, or no, it's build with them, and together we are winning. We will win, and more and more. So that's it from the SelfSeed podcast. That's my thinking for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you have any additional thoughts about the mastermind principle, be sure to, you know, share your thoughts on the sections, hi, in the comment section, and I'll love to always answer questions. I always love to see when I get comments on a certain episode, and until next time, keep building, keep finding the tribe that you can belong to, the group that you can belong to, and you can build with them in harmony. In harmony, it's important. The part of harmony, actually, I did not iterate it so much, but it's very important. See you in the next one.